Hey, it's Jordan with TYT and TYT Network. It is Thursday, March 31st, 2016. Cloudy and a little windy here in New York. Hope everyone's doing all right. Ted Cruz is closing in on Donald Trump, particularly in Wisconsin. He's taken the lead in that state. If Cruz wins that primary, then it continues to take away Donald Trump's chances at getting enough delegates to win the nomination. We've all heard about, an open or brokered convention and all that. So I thought it'd be interesting to actually look into Ted Cruz's donations. He actually held a fundraiser today in Newport Beach, California, where Jeb Bush and Carly Fiorina are going to be there speaking for him as well. Jeb Bush obviously spent a lot of money on this campaign and bowed out after South Carolina. Carly Fiorina bowed out shortly after that. And I think it's interesting, Jeb Bush endorsing Ted Cruz, because a lot of Jeb Bush's big money donors might trickle down to Ted Cruz. But let's look at who was there today in Newport Beach. It was a fundraiser with $1,000 tickets. So each donor was giving $1,000 to Senator Cruz. I'm sure if they wanted to give more, they could. One of the donors in attendance was a guy by the name of David Bahnson. Bahnson is the managing director of the Bahnson Group, which is a private wealth management boutique based in Newport, California. On the website for his book is called Crony Capitalism, by the way. Bahnson is described as the senior vice president in the private client group of one of the premier Wall Street firms in the country, where he provides financial planning and investment management services to individuals and families. Bahnson was previously with UBS Financial, which is another huge financial institution, and most recently he was at Morgan Stanley, huge bank, for 8 years, where he was promoted to managing director. David consistently ranked as one of Morgan's top financial advisors and was a member of the firm's exclusive Chairman's Council. So David Bahnson, big bank guy, and currently working at a private Wall Street firm based in California. Another individual, he previously supported Marco Rubio, so he switched over to Ted Cruz when Rubio bowed out. I want to look at another person in attendance who's a little more controversial. His name is Reza Jahangiri, and he's the CEO of American Advisors Group, which is a mortgage broker who specializes in reverse mortgages. If you remember the late actor Fred Thompson, who ran for president in 2008, he was hawking reverse mortgages on TV.
Hi, I'm Fred Thompson. And if you're like a lot of folks out there lately, then finances might be a little tight. Well, maybe it doesn't have to be that way.
Now, in 2010, with the housing market still, reeling from the effects of the housing crisis, the Attorney General of Illinois filed lawsuits against Jahangiri's American Advisors Group, as well as another mortgage broker, for deceptive marketing practices to solicit seniors for reverse mortgages. According to ReverseMortgagesDaily.com, which is an insider site for mortgages, quote, the defendants make a series of claims that falsely imply that seniors could be eligible for lifetime monthly income or lump sum payments that are part of government benefit programs offered to all seniors. These companies used extremely misleading language in their advertising, sometimes even disguising their loans as government benefits that borrowers didn't have to repay. The Attorney General of Illinois went on to say, many consumers have reported that they didn't even know these offers were for reverse mortgages or a loan of any kind. According to MotherJones.com, regulators in Florida, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Virginia, and Washington State have cracked down on the firm for deceptive marketing and consumer fraud. The state of Massachusetts temporarily banned the company from doing business in the state. Essentially, this guy's company misled seniors, making them think that all of the reverse mortgage loans were completely backed by the government and they didn't have to really pay much. He was sued by the Illinois state attorney, and their company also had issues with several states. These two donors both are interesting for different reasons. The first one is just your general Wall Street guy, big banks, worked at Morgan Stanley. The second one really capitalized on the housing market crash and, kind of sold a bill of goods to seniors and was sued for it. So these two are interesting because if you remember, Ted Cruz came out originally when he announced his presidential run against kind of crony capitalism and the Wall Street banks.
Unlike Hillary Clinton, I don't have masses of money in the bank, hundreds of millions of dollars.
His wife, if you don't know, works for Goldman Sachs. When he launched his campaign, he told Bloomberg, "Goldman is one of the biggest banks on Wall Street, and my criticism with Washington is they engage in crony capitalism. They give favors to Wall Street and big business, and that's why I've been an outspoken opponent of crony capitalism, taking on leaders in both parties. I think they're entitled to practice their business, but without subsidies or special benefits." So he's been outspoken against the Wall Street banks. Interesting to note, overall, Cruz's campaign, his super PAC, has received over $12 million from the finance, insurance, and real estate industries. Goldman Sachs, in particular, has given $71,850 to the Cruz campaign from 2011 through 2016. And another interesting person who was at this event, not really from a Wall Street perspective, was a guy by the name of Tom Bengard, whose family earned their fortune from farming in California's fertile Salinas Valley. Bengard donated $50,000 to help pass law against California's gay marriage. So he was really anti-Prop 8 and all that. The Bengard Foundation is one of two conjoined Bengard charitable entities. It appears to have been created and capitalized in 2011. In the second half of 2011, the Section 4947 Non-Exempt Charitable Trust gave $829,000, the majority of it to anti-LGBT Christian culture war groups. The Bengard Foundation also contributed $100,000 to the National Organization for Marriage's Education Fund between 2007 and 2008. Now, the National Organization for Marriage is one of the biggest groups that's against gay marriage, gay rights, and for traditional marriage.
There's a storm gathering.
The clouds are dark, and the winds are strong.
And I am afraid.
Some who advocate for same-sex marriage have taken the issue far beyond same-sex couples.
They want to bring the issue into my life.
My freedom will be taken away.
I'm a California doctor who must choose between my faith and my job.
I'm part of a New Jersey church group punished by the government because we can't support same-sex marriage.
I'm a Massachusetts parent, helplessly watching public schools teach my son that gay marriage is okay.
But some who advocate for same-sex marriage have not been content with same-sex couples living as they wish.
Those advocates want to change the way I live.
I will have no choice.
The storm is coming.
But we have hope. A rainbow coalition of people of every creed and color are coming together in love to protect marriage. Visit nationformarriage.org. Join us.
It's known for its advocacy for things like gay conversion therapy, which tries to give gay individuals therapy, thinking that it's just something that they could snap out of. And again, they have engaged in the fierce fight to ban gay marriage. The organization recently said, after the Supreme Court decision that legalized gay marriage, we have the opportunity in 2016 to take a major step to avoid a 40-year battle, as we've had to wage on life in the wake of the Roe versus Wade decision, and take a decisive step towards remaking the U.S. Supreme Court, when several justices who voted to redefine marriage retire during the next presidential term, which they are all expected to do. It could take as few as just one new Supreme Court justice to reverse the marriage decision. Now, this was before the death of Justice Antonin Scalia, but again, this group is still actively trying to get the legal decision that was the Supreme Court decision that was handed down for gay marriage reversed. So I would say if you think about this specific donor, he jives very well with Senator Cruz's, for family focused campaign. Senator Cruz has strongly came out against gay marriage. He's kind of waffled a little bit. Originally, he said one of the first things he'd do as president is try to reverse the Supreme Court decision on gay marriage. But behind closed doors in New York, according to the New York Times, he answered a gay donor, I believe, that it's not high on his priority list. So at Ted Cruz's fundraiser, which Jeb Bush is at, Carly Fiorina is at, he's got big Wall Street guys. He's got individuals who were sued for very unethical or shady mortgage lending, and also people who have donated heavily to places like the National Organization for Marriage, as well as the Family Research Council, which is very active in things like gay conversion therapy. To summarize, Ted Cruz has come out saying, I'm against Wall Street bailout, I'm against crony capitalism, yet he's accepting a lot of money from those groups. And he also has individuals that are actively funding groups that are against gay marriage, very anti-LGBT, and actively trying to therapize gay people. So that's the skinny on Ted Cruz. There's more fundraisers I'm going to be looking after with Hillary, Ted Cruz, and others. So for now, this is Jordan with TYT. Remember to tell your friends, subscribe, youtube.com/TYT Politics. Thanks for watching.